Good day to each and every one of us, especially to our teacher. We are here again to present our final topic for the Psych 101. So, by the way, my name is Kurt Leopoldo, and these are my group mates that will help me present the presentation. So, our presentation is all about the managing and caring for the self, the engagement and relationship. So our learning objectives of this presentation is to be able to define what are the types of personal self-care, to learn how to engage in different personal self-care, know the importance of self-care in becoming a well-being, and lastly, learn what is the importance of self-care in understanding the self. So first, let's talk about what is personal self-care. So self-care means taking care of yourself so you can stay healthy and accomplish all the things you need and you want to. For example, emotional self-care could be an activity like positive self-talk. Physical could be committing to an exercise routine. And spiritual could be a practice like meditation or mindfulness. Self-care has been defined as a multidimensional, multifaceted process of purposeful engagement in strategies that promote healthy functioning and enhance well-being. So self-care is vital for building resilience toward those stressors in your life that you can't eliminate. And when you've taken steps to care for your mind and body, you'll be better equipped to live your best life. But unfortunately, however, many people view self care as a luxury rather than a priority. And consequently, they're left feeling overwhelmed, tired, ill equipped, and to handle life's inevitable challenges. So, engagement in personal self care and relationship can help you become a well being. Having a well cared for body and can make you feel good about yourself and your life and conveys to others that you value yourself. This can contribute to long term feelings of well being. And also, self care encourages you to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself so you can transmit the good feelings to others. You cannot give others what you don't have yourself. So while some may misconstrue self-care as selfish, and it's far from that. So why do people struggle in engaging in personal self-care? Because self-care is especially hard for those who grew up in a dysfunctional families and or develop codependent traits. Codependents struggle with self-care because they tend to focus on other people's feelings, needs, problems, and take care of others, often at their own expense. So there are five types of self-care. Self-care includes all the things you do to take care of your well-being in five key dimensions. The first one is the emotional self-care. The second is the physical self-care. The third is the mental self-care. The fourth is the spiritual health. And the last is the social self-care. So first, I'm going to discuss about the emotional self-care. It is the provision of what is necessary for identifying and nurturing your feelings, your conscious inner state, and your intellect. It is important to have a healthy coping skills to deal with uncomfortable emotions like anger, anxiety, and sadness. Emotional self-care may include activities that help you acknowledge and express your feelings on a regular basis. Whether you talk to a partner or a close friend about how you feel, or you set aside time for leisure activities that help you process your emotions, it's important to incorporate your emotional self-care into your life. And when assessing your emotional self-care strategies, consider these questions. Do you have a healthy ways to process your emotions? Do you incorporate activities into your life that help you feel recharged? So, how do you engage in emotional self care? First, take a few deep breaths, especially before expressing your feelings. And second is to create boundaries that feel good to set and encourage others to do the same. And from here, let me ask you this question. Do you feel burned out trying to keep other people happy? Or do you let others walk all over you because you're afraid to stand up for yourself? And if I'm right, I'm sure there are people you respect because they don't take nonsense from anyone. They're not afraid to say no, and they do it with such poise and grace. So, why do you feel such resistance when it comes to standing up for yourself? Have the confidence to say no. Often, we don't say no to people because we're afraid it might offend them or create tension in a relationship. We're taught to be kind to others, but we ultimately need to find the balance between being kind and being firm. And otherwise, we give others permission to take advantage of us. Serving yourself first is not selfish, it is a priority. But thinking about yourself continuously, and that is called selfish. And also, you have to set boundaries with your time and your energy. There is no need to deplete your emotional, mental, and physical energy on something that doesn't align with your values. And also, stop over explaining yourself to others because many people cannot understand your emotions. And lastly, reserve the word sorry only for those moments when you're truly sorry. Setting boundaries might sound scary, but it gives you the freedom to spend time doing what you love. Boundaries do not make you stuffy or boring. They allow you to create life in your own terms, which is the most liberating and exciting thing you could ever do. Communicating your boundaries to others, and especially to yourself, is a surefire way to make sure people pleasing doesn't take over your life. So the second is the physical self-care. It includes how you're fueling your body, how much sleep you're getting, and how much physical activity you are doing, and how well you're caring for your physical needs. Attending appointments, taking medication as prescribed, and managing your health are all part of good physical self-care. So you need to take care of your body if you want it to run efficiently. Keep that in mind that there's a strong connection between your body and mind. So when you're caring for your body, you'll think and feel better too. So when it comes to physical self-care, ask yourself with these questions so it can help you assess whether there might be some areas that you need to improve. First, are you getting enough sleep or are you getting adequate sleep? Second, is your diet fueling your body well? And third, are you taking charge of your health? And last, are you getting enough exercise? So for me, it's better to eat healthy than to take medications early because of your unhealthy lifestyle or unhealthy eating habits. So how do we engage in physical self-care? So first, eat a healthy meal because you are what you eat. Eat some vegetables, fruits, lean meat, and etc. And maybe also consider in tracking your caloric intake throughout the day. And also create a meal plan or a diet plan and slowly make it a lifestyle. Second is to engage in exercise. I know it is hard, but trust me, it will change your life for the better. Because regular exercise and physical activity promote strong muscles and bones, and it also improves respiratory, cardiovascular health, and overall health. Staying active can also help you maintain a healthy weight, reduce your risk for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and reduce your risk for some cancers. Consider go for a walk, maybe 30 to 1 hour of walking. Drink water to keep your body hydrated, maybe 8 to 12 glasses of water because water is really good for your body. But bear that in mind that too much water can also be harmful for your body. So fifth is to practice good sleep hygiene, 8 to 10 hours of sleep maximum and 6 hours to 8 hours of sleep minimum. Sit in the sunlight to strengthen your immune system to get the vitamin D from the sun. And last example is the take a shower or bath to improve your blood circulation of your body and also to keep you clean throughout the day.
Good day, sir. I am Cadet Bajang and I am here to discuss about the mental self-care. So, mental self-care includes doing things that keep your mind sharp, like doing puzzles or learning about a subject that fascinates you. You might find reading books or watching movies that inspire you fuels your mind. Mental self-care also involves doing things that help you stay mentally healthy. In other words, mental self-care involves activities that help declutter your mind and reduce your stress levels. Taking care of your mental health can seem difficult when life gets busy with work or school. By scheduling time each day to care for your mental health, you can reduce your stress and improve your overall happiness. Caring for your mental health looks different for everyone. Some easy ways to relax each day include reading book, doing a craft, unplugging from technology, decluttering your home, talking a class, or going for a walk. Or some like listening to music or playing online games that will help your mind relax. So there's no wrong way to take care of your mental health as long as it makes you feel relaxed. So that's all.
More than more than ever before, people understand that caring for our mental health is as an important as caring for our physical health. So now I'm gonna discuss to you the ways to engage in mental self-care. Number one, get exercise regular. Is a natural and effective anti-anxiety treatment. It relieves tension and stress, boosts physical and mental energy and enhances well-being through the release of endorphins. Number two, eat healthy. Regular meals and stay hydrated. A healthy, well-balanced and a balanced diet can help us think clearly and feel more alert. It can also improve concentration and attention span. Number three, makes a sleep priority. Sleep makes you healthier. Without good sleep, both your mental and physical health suffers greatly, putting you in putting you at increased risk for chronic disease. Number four, try a relaxing activity. When we relax, the flow of blood increases around our body, giving us more energy. It helps us to have a calmer and clearer mind, which aids positive thinking, concentration, memory, and decision making. Number five, set goals and priorities. Setting goals is an effective way to increase motivation and to help you to create the changes you want. Setting setting goals can also be an important step in the recovery from mental illness. Number six, practice gratitude. People who regularly express gratitude for the positive things in their life are shown to be happier overall, leading to lower rates of stress and depression. Number seven, focus on positively. Other studies have shown that positive thinking helps people manage illness and disease, depression, regardless of whether they are naturally optimistic or pessimistic. Number eight, stay connected. People who feel more connected to others have lower levels of anxiety and depression.
So next we're going to discuss about the spiritual self-care. So spirituality has different meanings for different people, often influenced by the ideologies you grow up with. Maybe you associate spirituality with religion or cultural traditions. In this case, observing rituals, attending religious services or ceremonies, and studying religious texts are types of spiritual self-care. Perhaps your concept of spirituality is experienced in nature. in one another or within oneself. It could be through art, music, and dance. Ultimately, it can be anything that is meaningful and as kindless a sense of sacredness, even if only felt by you. Spirituality is a personal practice. No matter what path is chosen, they all converge upon something you desire on some level, the need for connection, purpose, and happiness. A spiritual self practice is any ritual that connects you to your true self, the real you. The real you is the raw expression of who you were meant to be and offer this world. It's energizing, inspiring, and most of all, it feels right. Perhaps already are perhaps you already are experiencing this or maybe have glimpses of what this might look or feel like. Becoming familiar with how you feel is an important part of being able to navigate through life. As accessing that part of yourself through spiritual self-care can be rewarding on many levels. So, nurturing your spirit, however, doesn't have involve religion. It can involve anything that helps you develop a deeper sense of meaning, understanding, or connection with the universe.
The spiritual element of wellness can be the most personal piece of the puzzle when trying to place all eight dimensions of wellness together. Generally, people like to live a life with meaning and purpose. So, what can you do to improve and to engage in your spiritual wellness? Number one, explore your spiritual core. By exploring your spiritual core, you are simply asking yourself questions about the person you are and your meaning. Number two, look for deeper meanings. Looking for deeper meanings in your life and analyzing occurring patterns will help you see that you have control over your destiny. Being aware of this can help you achieve a happy and healthy life. Number three, get it out. Expressing what is on your mind will help you to maintain a focused mind. Number four, try to yoga. The spiritual aspect of yoga can help yogis develop integration of their inner being as well, as one is with the supreme consciousness. Number five, travel is an excellent way to restore balance when you feel out of control in your life. Number six, think positively. Once you start viewing things in your life in a positive manner, you will find yourself thinking differently. Number seven, take time to meditate while managing your time and daily tasks can be hard. It is crucial to devote time to connecting with yourself.
So the next topic that we are going to tackle is social self-care. So when we think about self-care, we may only picture activities that involve ourselves, like journaling, meditating, and taking time to rest. However, one important part also of self-care is maintaining social relationships. This could include our relationships with our family, but also the people beyond that circle. Socialization and having close connections with others is important to our well-being. These relationships give us people who will listen to us, support us, and create memories with us. Right now, it may be more difficult than usual to maintain our friendships as a part of social care because of the pandemic. While it's important to prioritize the safety of ourselves and others first, there are still ways to maintain these relationships without significant risk. Now, more than ever, having support social relationships is essential for our mental health. So, socialization is key to self-care, but often it's hard to make time for friends and it's easy to neglect your relationships when life gets busy. Social self-care includes setting healthy boundaries, finding balance, learning to say no, and giving ourselves permission to take a break is an important way to honor our mental health. An active social life is an integral part of our overall well-being, but spreading ourselves too thin can lead to burnout.
So, my topic I discuss is the way to engage social self-care. So, we have four ways to engage social welfare. So, first is set boundaries. Second, practice reaching out to others. Fourth is focus on quality time, and lastly get creative. So let's define set boundaries. So what is boundaries? Set boundaries is the key to social self. Is the key to social care. Is is the key social self care is finding a balance. It is important to prioritize our relationship, but we also don't want to spread ourselves too thin. So, mo ni siyang is so but it is focus it is okay to focus on just ourselves when we need to take a break. So, maka-decide maka-decide or you can decide for yourself what a good balance will look like between time for personal self-care and social interaction. So, the second ways to engage social self-care is practice reaching out to others. So, practice reaching out to others is one. Maintaining social relationship takes time and effort from both sides. Well, it is great to be one saying say yes to social invitation. Uh, it is also good to take initiative to reach out to others too. So, being proactive about making plans will show that you care about your relationship, that you are prioritizing them within the rest of your life. So, importantly, to be mindful who you reach out, who it is also important to be mindful who you reach out to, and it is a put time into relationship that recharges you and add value to your life and live leaving you feeling fulfilled. So the third way is to engage social self-care is focus on quality time. So focus quality time. Having having surface level interaction within others is not the same as social self-care. It is more than just having brief meetings with people. These relationships are meant to be part of your self-care, so they could be dynamics that make you feel good, enjoying the act of socializing with meaningful conversation to others and activities means that you are getting the quality time you need within those friendship like mga amiga ni mo barkada. Have a good have a good time nila. So the lastly ways is get creative. So get creative. There are many different ways that you can feel recharged and content through social relationship. You can get creative that you how you spend your time with the people you are close with in and incorporate your hobbies into social interaction. For example, if you like to read, you could start a book club. If you like to cook, you could make dinners together. Or if you like to exercise, you could you could go on walks and hikes with your friends. And the activities that you already enjoy as a part of your self-care can easily be shared with others too. So the last topic I discuss is importance of self-care. So it is the importance of self-care is the practice of protecting your own well-being and happiness, particularly during time of stress. It's about taking action to balance physical and emotional health by knowing your limits and not going over them. So, ang kuan pud ni kanang it's also about identifying the things that bring you joy and help you to decompress. And the benefits of self-care range range in improving well-being and decreasing morbidity and mortality of reducing healthcare costs. And acts of self-care include basic necessities such as eating well, exercising, getting enough sleep, and relaxation. But really, but really, self but self-care can be anything that feeds your soul and takes the weight of the world you shoulder, even for a little while. And self-care self-care encourages you to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself so that you can transmit the good feeling to others. And you can give and you cannot give to others what and you cannot give to others what you don't have yourself. So that's all my part. Thank you.
Engagement to self-care. The purpose of patient engagement in self-care is to ensure that sick, injured, and vulnerable people are enabled with nurses, guidance, and support to actively engage in learning as much as possible about their sickness, injury, or vulnerability and the treatments and supports available to them, and are given a central place in making decisions about their care. Ultimately, patients are supported to achieve independence or relative independence in caring for themselves. Patients' level of engagement in self-care is determined by their desire for engagement and what is actually possible on their part. Patient engagements in self-care is interrelated with the other 7 concepts of the PCE dimensions, but relates particularly to health education, to family, friends and community supportive participation in patients' care, and to relevant nursing diagnosis, outcomes interventions, all of which will be addressed in following PCE page. Engagement and mental health. Engagements is the strength-based process through which individuals with mental health conditions form a healing connection with people that supports their recovery and wellness within the context of family, culture, and community. Engagement expand on the concept of person-centered care and therapeutic alliance. How do we know if someone has a mental health problem? Sometimes it will seem obvious when someone is going through a hard time, but there is no simple way of knowing if they have a mental health problem. Sometimes you don't need to know. It's more important to respond sensitively to someone who seems troubled than to find out whether or not they have a diagnosis. Although certain symptoms are common with specific mental health problems, no two people behave in exactly way, the same way when they are unwell. If you know the person well, you may notice changes in their behavior or mood. There are some general strategies that you or we can help to those people with mental health issues. First, listen without making judgment and concentrate on their needs in that moment. Ask them what would help them. Reassure and signpost to practical information or resources. Avoid confrontation. Ask if there are someone they would like you to contact. Encourage them to seek appropriate professional help. And the last is, if they have hurt themselves, make sure they get the first aid they need.
Social engagement is the process of communicating, engaging in online community. The conversation can take place on individual social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and link or in blogs, forums, and the third-party review sites. A strong social engagement strategy allow business to remain constant contact with their consumers by advancing brand interest and responding to feedback in a seamless cycle. Social media engagement is a very broad umbrella term that covers a lot of metrics. The major of social media networks already have some component of engagement listed for free in their natives analytics. The trick here is an understanding what engagement and a broad level on how to examine it at a micro level. On Facebook alone, engagement often means all possible way of interacting with page, posts, and profiles, messaging, and mention all added together. When looking at engagement numbers between months of even years, this bird's eyes view at grist at identifying a trend, but you want to the others metrics. If you want to understand more, you can improve using your using Facebook an example. Again, engagement can be divided into different areas. Interaction with your page, call to action button click to profile clicks and any tab clicks. Interaction with your post, comment, like and shares. Interaction with direct messaging, messaging a page or responding to a page. Interaction with the other page, mention your page, communicate, commenting on other page or post. What is spiritual engagement? Spiritual engagement or engaged spirituality usually refers to people who are involved in the world around them in a religious or spiritual way. Will they find a guidance, nurture, or inspiration in their spiritual belief and practices? Involved spirituality was popularized by engaged Buddhism, a movement of and a series of values that we are developed. The group of people with engaged spirituality comprises of both religious people and people who consider themselves to be spiritual but not religious. The various meanings are given to a spirituality. Oftentimes, there is a link with a supernatural power, but spirituality can also mean that someone lives in a peace and a harmony with nature. Others find spirituality in art, music, their loved ones. This article goes into more depth on a few different types of religion and spirituality. Since the beginning of time, people have joined religious of organization or have followed alternative spiritual path. The reason why people who do the various social support, service, cultural tradition, friendship, or even evaluation can be reasons why people groups stay spiritual engaged. The role of spirituality and religion in the world. Religion is the shared reverence for the supernatural, holy, or spiritual. The same applies to a symbol. Rituals and worship. These are often connected to a religion or a branch of spirituality. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cliff Richard Canape and my topic is all about relationship to self-care and relationship in mental health. So first is relationship self-care is not only about finding personal activities that help you on your journey to self-care, but it's also about taking care of your relationship. Taking care of your relationship requires between you and your partner to actively seek out ways to improve your relationship and strengthen your bond. So it means that relationship self-care is both you and your partner actively seeking out methods to improve your relationship and build your own bond. In addition, to find personal activities that assist you on your journey is to self-care. So, I believe that you need to learn how to love yourself before you can truly love someone else. So, the second one is the relationship in mental health. Being happily married or in a stable relationship impacts positively on mental health. Research has found that high marital quality is associated with lower stress and less depression. However, single people have better mental health outcomes than people who are unhappily married. It means that happiness or being in a stable relationship has a favorable impact on mental health. So, according to studies, excellent quality is linked to lower stress and sadness. Single persons, on the other hand, enjoy greater mental health than those who are unhappily married. That's all. Thank you.
Relationship in spiritual is a relationship can be an exciting path to the unknown. So it offers an ever-present opportunity to grow spirituality. It is a path to transformation and mutual discovery and ultimately the divine when partners open to one another. And spiritual relationship is a physical person in your life, but focus is on your spiritual connection and how both your souls interact. So a spiritual relationship is a physical person in your life, but the focus is on your soul's spiritual connection and how both your souls interact. Spiritual relationships are meant to help you evolve and grow from the lessons you learn through each encounter. Relationship in social. Social relationships refer to the connections that exist between people who have recurring interactions that are perceived by the participants to have personal meaning. The definition includes relationship between family members, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and other associatives, but includes social contacts and interactions that are fleeting, incidental, or perceived to have limited significance, time limited. So the social relations are relationships that occasionally meet our needs and lack the closeness and independence of personal relationships. So example of social relationships include co-workers, distant relatives, and acquaintances.
When you lose your money, you lose nothing. When you lose your health, you lose something. When you lose your character, you lose everything. Remember that.